The Danjuma merger is not a request, Adebayo. It is survival. You marry Obi's daughter, we keep the company. Everyone who has ever said I love you to me first Googled my net worth, Papa. I won't marry into another calculation. Love is a luxury poor men can afford. We cannot. We keep the company.
In Lagos, they say money can buy anything except a heart that trusts you. Adebayo Okonjo had every naira a man could want, a father's empire waiting for him, a boardroom full of people who called him sir, but not one soul who called him my friend, without first counting his wallet. His father wanted a merger sealed in marriage. Bayo wanted something no contract could write, a woman who would love the man, not the money. So he did what only a desperate heart would do. He disappeared. Oshodi Market never sleeps. Horns, shouting, the smell of fried akara in the air. This was Lagos with her sleeves rolled up. And in the middle of it all, a woman named Chiamaka. They called her Chioma. Sharp tongue, sharper eyes, hands that knew engines better than most men who claimed to be mechanics. Life had not been soft with her. Her father's workshop had burned to ash 3 years before. Now every naira she made went to her store and to her younger brother Toby's school fees. Into her market walked a stranger in oil-stained overalls, driving a car that coughed smoke like an old man with malaria. He called himself Ayo, a mechanic, he said, but his hands did not know grease. His voice did not know struggle. Chioma saw through him in a heartbeat and laughed anyway. That laughter would change everything. Days passed, and the stranger kept returning, an excuse each time, a rattling engine, a squeaking tire. But Chioma knew a man does not visit a spare parts store so often unless his heart, not his car, is broken. She asked him who he really was. He gave her half-truths, wrapped in a crooked smile. And though something in her warned that this man was not what he claimed, something else in her did not want to stop finding out. Far from the market, in a mansion built on oil money, the real Adebayo Okonjo sat alone with a photograph on his phone, a market girl, laughing, her hands covered in engine grease. For the first time since his mother died, he smiled without calculation. But his driver, Efe, who alone knew the truth, warned him plainly. A lie built on love has a short life. Sooner or later, the mask falls. Bayo did not answer. Some men would rather feel something real for one season than nothing true for a lifetime. Under the lights of the third mainland bridge, beside the roadside suya stand, two hearts finally spoke without armor. Chioma asked him, "Why do you keep coming back?" And for once, Ayo told her something true, that beside her stall, no one calculated his worth. No one smiled because of what he could give them. She simply saw him, useless with a wrench, honest with his eyes. And that honesty was a gift he had not known in years. Chioma warned him gently, "Everybody carries their own wahala, even the wealthy." And he answered, quieter than before, "Especially the wealthy." She studied his face in the firelight and said what her spirit had whispered for weeks, that she saw two men living inside him, one who struggled with a simple radiator cap, and one who carried himself like a man born to command a boardroom. He opened his mouth to finally tell her everything, and that is when the night turned dangerous. A black SUV screeched into the dark. Men stepped out, hunting a mechanic named Ayo, and now anyone standing beside him. Bayo pulled Chioma down, urgency in his voice. "Run," he told her. Now, they tore through the market maze in the dark. Carts overturned, tarpaulins torn, chaos exploding around them. A wooden plank swung. A jerry can cracked against a skull. Chioma proved that night she was no one's damsel. She fought beside him. Gunfire cracked into the sky. The market scattered in terror. Then, headlights. Eve's car screeched to their rescue, and they dove inside as their pursuers gave chase through Lagos traffic, weaving past buses and Okadas, until a filling station forced their enemies into a crashing